All right. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Hi everybody. Where art thou, WCIA? I am in the house. Hi Muffin Top. All right, you guys, welcome in on this amazing Thursday. Yeah, sometimes it's a little hard to get connected. Um, okay. Welcome to WCIA Network. Justice Coming Soon, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. It's showtime. Um, for those that are new, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And thumbs up on your way in. We have been covering a lot of information that I'm hoping to bring justice on a bigger scale to all of the victims, the SUMMERWELLS children, what we call. And in today's presentation, as you see, that's Kylie Rodney on the right-hand side, and that's supposedly Ryan Upchurch, but the deep fakes are deep fakes. So what I do here is I have been channeling these cases for coming up 2 years, and through the channeling I'm now able to grab images that match the channeling. Hi Adrian. Hi Brenda. That's because the people that are doing the victimizing use deepfake. They cover their truth up with other people's channels, other creators' information. Better said this way, they use social media as their cover-up. Hi, Kathy Smith. And they're getting away with it, and they think no one is looking or noticing. Well, because here at WCA Network, because we follow the elements only, and we don't follow the faces, and I don't follow the drama and the information that other creators want to tell us to follow. I don't follow the so forth. How could I say, the rest of the group. I don't follow the parade. And there's reasons for that. Because if you start to follow what they tell you to follow and listen to what they're going to tell you is the truth, you are never going to see the truth beneath their deep fake. And that's what I'm showing you. So today's presentation is extremely important. Like all of them, but today's going to show information that I have never shown before, because as I move forward and as creators give different information, I could grab other photos that I've never had before. Just like the one that you see here. Kylie Rodney's photos in Kylie Rodney's case is a SUMMERWELLS missing children's case. I may say missing even though Kylie's not missing. I think that her justice is missing. I think that her true story has never been told. I feel as if no one has given her the justice that she deserves. There's always more than one victim connected to the victim that we are talking about. Kylie Rodney's story isn't just about Kylie Rodney. My spirit guides, my clairvoyance, whatever you want to call it, tells me that they go in multiples of 3 at least, and they're in there. So just like you see here, we've all seen, if you have followed the Kylie Rodney story, you will know that much of her social media shows cover up. And this is an example. Here you see Kylie Rodney, but I will point it out. What you also see is some crazy stuff up in the right-hand corner that's sitting in a V. Here is also an L or a 7. Here's the V. This is a head of some sort with its mouth open. This is Kylie, connected to the thing on her head that's connected to these other people. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like there's heads, there's other things in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could count many. Thank you for those ones. And when you look over at Ryan Upchurch, I'm bringing in different information that I haven't in a little while because I know that I have new listeners, right? Now, when I say Ryan Upchurch, I'm not talking about him directly. I'm talking about his face being used as the deep cover-up over the truth. Ryan Upchurch, Benny Keys, Check It TV, were really big ones, big channels that gave me a lot of information. And they still do. So this is supposedly Ryan, which we know that's not Ryan. Look at him. His eyeballs fuck it up. But what he has stuck on his head is the same situation as you see what's going on with Kylie. Now, the reason I'm bringing up particular situations today is because I'm going to go deeper into them. And most of which is through Benny and White Boy, whatever. But this is information that I might be showing you through the new White Boy channel with Benny, but I'm showing you that I've had this for months, for over a year. The stuff that I showed you about that Check It TV, I don't know where he is. I think he's gone. I don't need any more of his shit. So I don't even know if he's online anymore. I don't look. I don't give a crap. I don't care about him. I don't care about him at all. But what I do know is the videos in the beginning, it seems as if these creators, it's in the beginning. See? It's in the beginning is where you want their information. Because it's the beginning videos that give the information that's beneath their channel. And what's beneath their channel is correct information. Because that's what's called the deep fake. The deep fake is what's over the information that's going to bring justice. And these channels show it. I have begged way too long. I'm done begging. I'm done begging. I'm just going to show it and them turning it into a documentary. That's the best that I could do for these children. What you're looking at here is from the White Boy Benny Keys channel. I have seen these videos before, but for some reason they were on a Benny Keys channel, but now they are sitting on his news station, which says it's like a year old, but those videos, I know I didn't get them from a White Boy Benny Keys. I got them through Benny Keys' station or the Don Wells family original, whatever, that they did together. I have all those videos which they don't exist anymore unless you search for it and someone happens to have a copy. I'm going to show you how in the beginning and now nothing has changed. The information that they're still fiddle-faddling with and using underneath their channel is exhausting. It's exhausting because I don't get how no one sees it. I don't. I just don't. You know, Benny Keys' head is coming out of something, and I'm not saying it's Benny Keys' head. These are victims that are underneath the creators. They have different information on their faces as you would see the original Benny Keys. There are many Benny Keyses. There's not just one. They all look different. One's actually cuter than the other. One is crazier than the other. One is skinnier than the other. One is younger than the other. One has a round face. One has a long face. One has great teeth. One has gross teeth. One has a different nose than the other. Different hairdo. They're different. They're different. And Candace Bly, Candace Wells, she played the same game. Look at Benny sitting there with makeup on his eyes. You know, it's interesting how people could look at this photo of Benny and not see anything wrong with these. They're wearing equipment that allows for the deep fake. Whoever they are, whoever is the real person beneath this, is wearing what they need to wear to create this whole fake film. Like, I shouldn't say fake film. They're creating a film for the deep dark web. And I've seen enough of this shit on people's bodies that I know they're different people. One has shadow and one doesn't have shadow. It's like one has a beard, the other one has no beard. It's, you guys, it is completely different. And what I'm here to have you guys recognize, if you could recognize one thing and one thing only, that is that something isn't right. If you could just recognize that these are not the same people and recognize that there's a fake going on and then question why. Look at the nose in this one. Look at the difference. They're totally different people. One of them have really nice lips. The other one has skinny, ugly lips. And if you could at least recognize the fact that there is fakeness going on, and then question, why would it be going on? And why would it be going on with the people that only talk about the missing children? It's only the channels, at least that's what I follow. Trust me, there's hundreds and thousands and millions of other channels doing this. But the ones that we're following in my story here is for the sake of the missing children. And it's as if those are the channels that are creating this deep fake. So I could sit here and keep telling you it's not them, it's not them. The reason I say it is because I don't know who it is. And it's not fair to me. It's not fair for me to judge that, and that isn't my purpose. My purpose is to help bring justice to the children. These are different faces. These are different. They're different nostrils. And they have this on them to help create the story. If you were to look very closely at the beginning photos of Candace, when I tell you that I see the boyfriend under Candace, it's insane. Jared and Candace look so much alike. All of these noses, you go by the noses and the nostrils. You know, you go by the noses and the nostrils. There's so much alike about these two. And in the videos that Candace is in the video with Benny, there's a storyboard going on beneath their faces. And it's all about the victims. You guys, it's all about the victims. And this Jared, is that his name? The boyfriend? I see. Now, when I say I see, I'm not asking anyone to see it with me. I'm telling you spiritually, when I look at this picture of Candace, it takes my breath away, like when I say to my spirit guides, could this possibly be a version of someone that's connected to Kylie Rodney? And my whole inside tells me yes. So I don't necessarily say, is that Jared? Can that be Jared inside Candace's big chubby nose? No, I ask if these are connected. And are they connected by someone that's connected to both cases? And the answer is yes. There is someone connected to both cases that look like this. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying it's either one of them. I'm telling you because they use deep fakes, but it's someone within these photos that is trying very, very, very hard to camouflage themselves. And these photos of Jared are above and beyond just a photo of Jared. All of his photos, all of them, tell a story. Look at the story that is being told. Look at it. Crazy. Look at the thing coming out of his nose. It's just a lot of information that consistently is being told throughout every case that falls within this category. This picture of Jared is no different than the photo that we have of Kylie Rodney. His head is laying the same way as that Candace is. And his head, isn't just a head just laying back and chilling out. There's a lot going on his head and his neck and his hair, just as there is a lot going on in Candace's. These are all called elements. Elements. Candace, now understand that this is a video of Candace just talking to Benny. And she's supposed to be just sitting at her computer. So the outside of this little snap photo is just supposed to be her sitting at her computer talking to Benny. It's not. There's a victim in here that's covered in elements. What you see to the left-hand side, you guys, is supposed to be Candace sitting at her computer talking to Benny. Within moments, she is no longer at her computer. She is outside. See Benny's to the left-hand side? You can see his picture frame. The crazy thing is, I know it's hard to see, but Checka TV's photos always showed that same scene. Checka TV's photos, let me crop this. Wait. Checka TV and Candace, their videos always had the same story. Now, he uses his dog many times as a cover. But when you are dealing with the same story and the same location, same elements, the one thing that stays consistent are the elements. What the dog has in his mouth is the same thing that Candace has hanging on her ear. It's a little rag doll. See? These are real. They're trophies. They carry them. They play with them. They eat them. They sell them. They bury them. They do whatever the fuck they want to do with these things. Call them critters. Call them whatever you want. But Checka TV always had them connected to his dog. Now, in this video, she is outside. Outside. See that? And so is Checka TV outside. So it's the same part. They're talking and doing the same thing. I don't care if there's a dog there or no dog. That dog is probably really a person. Dogs are used all the time. See how all of a sudden Benny isn't in his car. That's not a car. And that's a different Benny. Look. Same video. He's talking to Candace. Same video. I want you to notice the difference. You could feel it. If you use your intuition, you could feel this one. That's not the Benny we talked to. No way. Not a chance. That's supposed to be in the car. See the side of the fake car? This isn't in a car. And that is not the Benny that we talked to. There's no way. No way. This is not difficult for the authorities to look at and be like, holy shit. Like, if you all think that that's the same Benny that looks all skinny and standing in the videos that you're watching, you're not paying attention. Absolutely not. Bullshit. The one in the middle has the little bony thing on its ear. Now that is something that goes on the victim. You're supposed to think that that's Benny, but that's a victim. This victim has no hair, the head shaved, and it shows it. Shows it. The one to the left isn't the Benny we know either, but that Benny is also a victim connected to the machine. That Benny is laying back with his head in the bars, like in the bars that I've shown you before. Here, it's a different one. Here, just like what Summer has. He may look like he's laughing, but he's not. See those bars? That's the bar that I show you goes into the eye and on the side of the neck. Those are the maroon bars. Again, that's not the Benny we know. Doesn't even have a face like that. This looks like a chipmunk face. But you've seen these bars before. You've seen this room before. So I'm showing you this stuff because it's all coming together very quickly. You guys, this is one of the most important pieces of paper, a page from this presentation I'm showing you right now. You must watch this. About a year ago, we went inside Ryan Upchurch's garage. And I said, thank you for all those ones, guys. I said, these are the fake cars. Like, this isn't a garage. And I've seen this before. And now I could actually show you the same garage information and match Benny's garage that he's sitting in perfectly to Ryan Upchurch's garage. I'm going to show you that next. The photo to the left, these here, I'm going to point them out. This here. So when I show the people that are new, and I'm like, oh, there's the maroon, the clear box with the maroon frame. These are the clear boxes that you could see in, but you can't see out with the maroon frame. These are clear. They're one way. Even though it shows it's up top, it's not. These are like the clear plexiglass. And this is all in the same location. Check this out. These tables, this is in Benny's car. This is Ryan Upchurch's video of his garage. These are the same locations. So Benny Keys sitting here, Benny Keys sitting here, is sitting, let me crop this, sitting in a car, let me crop this. Come on. Is sitting in his car. And according to his photo and what's in the window, this is Benny's car. This is Ryan Upchurch's garage. According to Benny and Ryan Upchurch's information, they're in the same place. This shit here is what is in Ryan Upchurch's garage. The maroon ones are in the back here. Wait. Here's the maroon ones are back here. And there's the maroon ones there. This row here is the first row that you're seeing. It's the same thing. There is no difference between locations. That maroon one that you see I just blew up to the right, these are all the same freaking tables as what Benny's showing. You guys, it's information like this that is so critical, because they're showing, all of a sudden you think it's a deep fake, and then you see shit like this and they're using the same deep fake? How? Other than if it's the same location. This is placing, to me, obviously, allegedly, everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, entertainment, educational purposes. But if you're to look at both of these photos, where here and the one on the right is Benny's, remember, he is supposed to be traveling under a bridge, right? Like just traveling under a bridge. Let me see if I could recrop this. Here, remember, here he is just traveling in his car, blah, blah, blah. Here's Benny. Here's Benny. And all of a sudden, you have the exact same, I'm telling you guys, the exact same tables. Look at that. Look at that. It's the same. And the machinery that you see in Benny's, it's all in his warehouse. I have a whole thing. They have shit all over their faces. They don't just have, they have like all these neck braces, and here, I'll show you what's on his neck. Because the people are used as deep fakes. So what you're seeing on his neck is this. There are the tables. It's called fake skin. That's what I call it, fake skin. Just like fake skin. So when you look completely in the background of Ryan's warehouse, you see all those floating things in the air. right here, this is what you see, and I show you at the sacrifices, especially Kylie Rodney's during her party at the beach. This here is also what is shown in Ryan's video. This. That's like all of the floating shit in the air, and let me circle it. Right here. Those are the faces, the green faces. All of this is part of it. And that's what floats in the dark sky. And it happens to be floating in his warehouse. Chasing justice. That's okay. Sometimes it takes time. I don't know if you're new here or not. Sometimes it takes time. And it takes time. Thank you, Muffin Top. Sometimes it takes time because what you need to do, here, let me back up for you for a second, is not look at the whole picture. That's why we do elements. And my elements have been the same from the beginning. They were created way in the beginning. Here, I'm going to go back for you for a minute. So here's just the tables that show in, let me go back for you. Here are the tables that show in Benny's. So this is right here. All I did was contrast it. Okay? So this is Benny's video. You see how he has the logo. His logo's on the bottom there. This is out of his window, and his car is in this room. Now, I know that knowing that this stuff all happens in the same kind of a situation, the information doesn't shift. The elements stay the same. And knowing that I've called these elements out before, inside this room with the cars that Ryan Upchurch showed, I made sure, because I called out these kind of tables, I'm like, this has to be where, this is where like the fake cars are. In the back of his, and I have a whole video on it. There's a whole video that will show more information. In the back of his video shows the tables. These are all the same tables. It's the same room. This here, what you see here, is the same information. Make it smaller, and I'll make it bigger, as what you see here. You're looking at the same table, the same stuff that's behind the table. It's layered the same and it looks the same. And that's what you look at, because if you start having your eye look at the whole entire photo, you're going to get lost, and I call it, you're going to get lost within the deep fake. You're going to get lost. Let's see, poser. Let me see if I could get the picture of those floating things. You're going to get lost inside what they want you to get lost inside. When Kylie Rodney's videos came out, and they said that, she went to a party, and I saw these things floating in the air. All those things floating in the air they all look like critters, and they're the same critters and information that floats and floated in Summer Moon Wells on June 15th in the sky, and it matches up with that Jody Sue happened to videotape. So this happens to be from Kylie Rodney. Now you might say, oh, that's so fucking stupid. That's just leaves. Well, these aren't leaves floating around the same basket that you're looking at. This is because I work with spirit, right? And I don't just work with pictures. I just happen to have photos that I'm able to use during my conversation. I have been talking about the same storyboard before I even was able to pull photos. Okay? So this here, when I say the buggy and the shit floating around, this here is Kylie's. And this here is floating in the middle of Ryan Upchurch's fucking garage. Now, it's the green face here, and I'm going to try to find the green face in Kylie's. It's those faces and the real little critters that fly around, they stay consistent within each case that I have followed. And it's mainly the green face that floats and all those little kind of critters that float in the sky. And they're cookie cutters. So when I see stuff like that just floating around his warehouse, I know that it's not correct. I know that it's using that information to tell a story. So that's how I use and explain what you're looking at. Let me see. Poser. Okay, maybe this one looks identical. This is a little better. August 5th. So this is Ryan's. I mean, I could use any of them. And this here is Kylie's. The bottom part, right there, with all those things, this is a pretty close example to show you with, you know, because I've got hundreds, thousands and thousands of photos, but this is pretty good to show you what I'm talking about. And it's kind of, I'm able to grab it quickly only because it never changes. This section tells the story. So this here, that's okay. I hope this helps you. So this here, you will be able to find in his video. And when you look at my elements only, you're going to notice that they're basically the same. And let me crop the exact piece so I could place it on top. So those critters are always floating around. Always. And they're the same. This is Ryan Upchurch's. So this goes here. Okay? This goes right here. Boom. And then the critters line up. See? Boom. So it does help. So thank you. Definitely ask questions because it's really important that my new subscribers and listeners don't get frustrated. And, you know, this here Here, I could even flip this. Crop. That could even go on this side as well. So that could go there. And it could go here too. Because these are the machines for each victim. And like I said, there's usually at least 3 victims per case, right? So these are the machines. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the green, the maroon, the white heads that you see here. You see, this is Kylie's. And they're always going to be green. Here's a green, maroon, dark green, maroon, white. They're always going to be those colors, and those are the boxes. Those are the most important pieces. This is probably the number 5 one. But that's how I get these elements, because they don't lie. Now, if you go really deep into what we're looking in Ryan Upchurch's garage, you're going to see that this person's head, and this person is actually standing inside the machine, and this person has a flannel shirt on, just like all the victims have flannel shirts on. See? All of a sudden, their head is connected to something in the back of them. And this shouldn't be in his garage. This shouldn't be in his garage. Like, no matter how you look at this, why would this be in his garage? Because this is part of the story. It's part of it. Part of it. So I like to pull these elements together, just like here. Again, I'm staying with Benny Keys, white boy Benny Keys. We're supposed to think that's his mother, and it's not. It's not. It's a younger girl with that thing on her head. Now, that thing on her head isn't anything new to us. But what I'm showing is the first time I saw that, oh my God. I'm like, okay, what is that? And then I realized it's the same kind of a metal V. But throughout the beginning videos, this stuff was very, very recognizable. It was super easy to see. It wasn't really deep faked much. Now, when it shows, I have, in the videos, current videos, I have so many videos that show the same information. All I know is that all of the victims have these things. Do I know what it does? No. It does something to the mind. It does something to the brain. All I know is that they all have it. They all have it. And when you're supposed to be sitting and watching just a video of Candace having a conversation with Benny, and the room starts to look like, Candace's kitchen that has the dolls up in the corner, there's a problem, because that's supposed to be Benny's house. That's supposed to be Benny's place. All of a sudden, Benny's place turns into Candace's kitchen. So when you see stuff like this, let me see if I could grab the photo. I make the comparison because let me tell you something. I know the elements really well. Wait, dolls. Like the back of my hand. Disgustingly enough, I do. Here. So This isn't the best one, but I wonder if I have a picture of Candace and her mama. Candace and her mom. Oh, here's a good picture of the critters. Wait. So this isn't a really good one, but this is where her dolls sit, and that's the corner of the kitchen. This is a really bad example. But she has a doll collection in this corner, and they change. They change drastically. So throughout this video of Benny, not only does his face change, but he is walking in and out of rooms that don't stay consistent. He's walking in and out of rooms that look as if he's walking and feeling as if he walks into a dungeon. And he is showing location. He's showing location now, and he's showing location then. This photo here, I am comparing. I don't know who this guy is. I just keep throwing him in here because he was in Benny's video, and I just know that he's someone, and I don't know who he is, but his eyes, his nose, his lips, his ear, everything about him seems important to me. The photo to the right used to be Maddie from the Idaho 4. And Maddie's Idaho 4 photo turns out like this. It shifted. Information appeared. And this photo, anyone who's followed me, I repeat this photo often. It came from Plunder. Now, Plunder is sitting holding the little box with the V. These photos like this, you guys, speak in spirit. They may look a little crazy, but they speak a story. And it's telling you that what happened to the kids, the students that were murdered, is no different than any other story that I have been covering here. Especially with the V around the head, and it's attached to the eyeball. Now, Plunder is holding the little box with the V, and that has nothing to do with her. It has to do with the storytelling, because if you notice, it's connected to the person in the other picture with a hand. This photo, we didn't know who Brian Kohlberger was when I first got this photo. We never heard of him. This photo came way in the beginning, and Brian Kohlberger's face was in here before we even knew who he was. His face looks more like one of the Benny faces that I see than it does the Brian Kohlberger, because of his lips, his cheeks, and his nose. This is how Spirit speaks. It tells me it tells me there's more than one Brian Kohlberger. Just like there's more than one Benny Keys. Just like there's more than one whoever that guy is sitting there. There's more than one. There is, you guys. Just like this guy. This guy's faces turn into the same thing. It does the same thing. It does the same thing. So I'm trying to explain and show you how. Let me turn this. Almost 2 years ago, it was tough explaining it, right? But now all of a sudden, this and this, let me crop this, takes, so whoever that person is that you see in the photo I just copied and pasted is doing the same thing to his face as Check a TV. So like the first time I showed this for Check a TV, it was like, what the fuck is this? But now, because it comes up all the time, it's critical information. Because these are elements that you look for. These are elements I look for. This is showing a Brian Kohlberger face that we didn't know who he was. But there isn't just one of him. There's no way. It's not just one of him. For all we know, the Brian Kohlberger is really Check a TV, who's really somebody else. This information is too damn close. And it's happening over and over and over. Over and over and over. They actually use the same coloring. The pale green, the pink, the white, the purple, the yellow. It's all the same coloring. Same coloring and everything. So this is the information that I'm like is the same. I'm going to always and continuously go back to this photo because this video and this photo should really be put into the trial because there is massive information within this video that to me could bust open the whole entire cult that's doing this, because the information that this video gives covers every storyboard that I'm covering here. I cannot believe that no one else is talking about this video. I can't, you guys. It's it has every element. Every element. Let me brighten it up. This same picture, all I do is brighten it. Let's start with the boy standing in the back with the smiley face next to him. So when you look at the boy standing in the back with the smiley face, there is a boy standing in the back with the smiley face. One of his eyeballs, if you noticed, is covered. The covering of one eyeball is, I have, Jesus, I don't know, maybe 100 different photos of the covering of one eyeball. Here, I'll just show you an example. We're using Benny today. So all the way up on the top is the same thing as covering of eyeball here. Covering of one eyeball isn't anything new. I have a photo of SUMMERWELLS with covering of one eyeball. The fact that this person is in this video, let me crop it, doing the same thing next to a smiley face is something to take notice of. That's a smiley face on his eye, and there's a smiley face next to him. That's at number 5. The person that's in there also has their face covered, but right now we're talking about the smiley face and the covering of one eyeball. The photo here has so much information. What's going on in the photo to the left is the same thing that's going on the photo to the right. The photo to the left, this is the head. Right there on the platter. Okay. Photo to the right. Let me try to get the little one. Let's see. Sometimes when I get the smaller picture, you could see it better. Is the same information. Whoever did the video and went live with that video exposed the story. Exposed the whole entire story. And no one's recognizing it. No one. Check a TV showed the whole entire story as well. Check a TV said, oh, I'm walking through an abandoned house that's next to, you could get to it from the lake of Poser Lake where the party was. The party was right across the lake. Well, I don't think his stuff is up anymore. But he told the story, you guys. If you look really, really closely at all of his information, you're going to see it. You're going to see information within the box, the clear box that you could see in, you can't see out, that has the maroon trim. It's right in front of you. This is all the same story. It uses different deep fake to tell the story, but it's all the same. It's all the same. When I say that this fake Benny's face is laying backwards and really what's under it is a disgusting, fucking brutalized person's head, it looks just like the person to the left. No different. It's no different than when I show you SUMMERWELLS with that same maroon thing going through her head. Oh my God, my stomach just dropped when I went to this one. You guys pay attention. So, again, this is the video from whoever put it out there about the Idaho 4 case. Whoever put this video out there was showing the sacrifices, showing the sacrifices, showing the equipment, showing what happened to each and every one of them. Look at this photo. Look really hard at these two photos. This is Benny and Candace's video. The information that flies above Candace's head is the same information that has been flying above her head since day one in their kitchen. It's been flying above their head in all of Don Wells's videos. It's been flying above the heads of Benny's videos. Anyone, no thank you, investigates, it's the same. Watch. That information is the same information that is connected to the Idaho 4 that I showed you the other day. That's the same information. Those are two, it's telling you that there's two people together there. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them. This is the same information. It's used all the time. Let me just circle it. This V is what I showed the other day. I'm like, this is the V. It's white with the red stuff on it. It's right here. These are two people in their carriage. This is the green face. This is the flying shit that flies in the air. It's the same thing as the critters I just showed you guys. It's always the same. Never changes. Never changes. This information here, if I were to pinpoint where the V was in this thing, which is probably on his neck, I would be able to gather the same information. See how he's got that thing on his neck? They always have shit flying around. And whatever is here on her head, this is from Ryan Upchurch, it's the same thing as what's over here. They're very thin, and they try to not show it, but it's there. Whatever I showed you in the Ryan Upchurch video of his mom is the exact same information as I'm showing you in that Idaho 4 video. There's no difference. It's the same thing. She's holding the same information. She has the same stuff surrounding her in her photo. This here is connected to her phone. It's right there. Big fucking deal. It's not flying around. But it's all the same. Look what she looks like. This is the same story. This is the same story over and over and over. Nobody is stopping it. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is covering the story correctly. This is the same as Ryan Upchurch's mother. The same. This is the Idaho 4. It's the Idaho 4. All the authorities have to do is look at the video and rip the shit out of it. No difference. None. None. What she is showing in her phone is the same shit that was in the car for Kylie Rodney. It's all connected to these white things and blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. It matches. Let me pull it over. I will cookie cut it for you. This here let me contrast it a little so you see it. This here, Kylie Rodney's car, is all the same stuff as that. Look. It's all the same stuff. No different. Whatever is floating above Candace is the same stuff as well. You guys, this shit doesn't change. It doesn't change. What you see here is Molly Golightly's closet. I pull this aside. I'm like, bingo. This is underground. This is what is underground. What I really want you to notice is how the room is got those lines in there. It's painted just like all of the white walls in the Wells house. And notice the camera and the light. This is a cookie cutter room. I wanted to show this. What you see to the left is from Ryan Upchurch, and what you see to the right is from the Idaho 4. It's telling the same information. It's telling the same information. The Idaho 4 video is so descriptive that I do not understand how no one's talking about it. It's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Yeah, Ryan's fake head is coming out of a maroon, green, and white box. So let me blow that up for you. It's coming out of the boxes. And it's not being covered up. It's not like it's see, there's the maroon, the green, and the white in the back. His head's coming out of there. And then there's this one with a smiley face, just like the Idaho 4. So, to me, these are like the same room. The one to the right is from Check It TV, and it has that see one way in, no way out wall. I feel like that's what we're looking through on the other side. So spiritually, we're looking through plexiglass. We're looking through a reflective wall. We're looking through something that you could see out, you can't see. You could see in, but you can't see out. And then all of a sudden his computer is no longer a computer. It's a box. That's supposed to be his computer on the table. It's not. It's a box. It's a box. But to me, it's the same. They're showing the same location. And this is what I'm showing you is how Ryan was really used. And this is why in the beginning people are like, why are you on his ass? I'm not on his ass. I've been asking for months and months and months, over a year, for him to look at what's going on with his videos, because his videos are showing critical information to uncovering the cases. His videos are layered in 3. I'm giving you examples of what that means. When I say photos are layered in 3, that means that the bottom layer that's beneath the other top 2 is what is being covered up. And then the one right in the middle of the 2 is the face. So the face that they don't want you to see is the one smack dab in the middle of the 3. There's the action, there's the cover up, there's the face, and they put it all together as one frame. It's not complicated to do, you guys. It's equipment does it. And then if you look at the smallest frame that is in the corner of your computer, like look at the small little box frames. You know when you watch something on your phone and you could see the clips? If you learn to stop on the clips, that is where you get this kind of information. This is just called deep fake cover-up. We know that's not Ryan because we know Ryan isn't attached to machinery. But this is what they do to the victims. That. And that's exactly what I just showed you Candace looked like. This is what I showed you the victims look like. There's no difference, you guys, between what I'm showing you here and what Kylie Rodney looked like. They're all connected to these pieces of equipment. And it doesn't want to be explored. Like, not even like a news station. Nothing wants to explore it. I mean, this is Kylie's boyfriend, and the shit that's on his head is the same thing. But no one wants to talk about it. Look at his eye, he has the machine in it. This is a child. This is a baby. This is a child. This is a small person. And I'm not showing anything that's blurred. This isn't blurred at all. It's pretty much right there. You know? It's right there. This here, I'm going over again because I found more. This here to the left is what hangs on White Boy, I always forget the name of his channel, White Boy something radio, on his chain. And it just really popped out because what you see to the right is from Summer Moon Wells' swing set while she's swinging on the swing, right? So this is what's on him. This is what's on him and Summer at her swing. I'm added more, so pay attention. To the left is from White Boy. I don't know his name. In the middle is from Benny Keys' video. And to the right is Summer Moon. This is what's showing in Benny's video. This here is just like the buggies. It's just like much of the information that I have showed you. It's almost just like what I just showed you here in Ryan's, right? It's a buggy, the person in it. It's a buggy, the person in it. See? It's the buggy. The buggy, when I say the buggy, shit stays the same. So this buggy is staying the same, right? This buggy this one are the same. They're all buggies. Why did I go to this one? What? Wait. Oh, let me skip these 2 pages and I'll go back. Here are the buggies. I believe that fake-ass wheelchair that they showed connected to the car is a buggy. The one to the left is a buggy that showed up inside Molly Golightly's video. Now, the buggy that you see to the right has the L on it, right? The buggy that is in Molly Golightly's video has the same L or 7 in it as the one to the right. Right there. This is telling the same story as Benny Keys's. But I'm going to contrast it a little so you see the 7. Look. These are the same buggies. Here's the marking. Here's the marking. This section is the same as this section. This here is the same as the fake Grandis's fucking wheelchair. Watch. Let me brighten it. This is what Candace shows is Grandis's wheelchair. Okay? The only reason it shows this way is because it's the same thing as this. And she is using the white car to cover the white piece up. Because this goes like that. Line up the wheels, goes like that. The deep fake is the car. The deep fake is the car. That is the same freaking buggy. Boom. See that? See how it kind of looks like a bicycle? Slash buggy, slice bicycle? That's how you do it. That's how they do it. If you know your elements, you're going to figure it out every time. This goes right there. Right there. Match the wheels right up. Boom. See? See how this seat and everything will match? Boom. There you go. It's a buggy. That's the fake wheelchair. Slash bicycle, slash buggy, slash element. That's all this is. Is this. Look at how it matches right there. It's the wheel on the wheel, bike on the bike, and the white car is that piece. If you know your elements, you're going to get it correct every time. Every time. Boom. Matches right up. Yeah, you know, I've been looking at that. I'm like, that's not a freaking wheelchair. It's not a wheelchair. I mean, first of all, anything that they show is fake. Anything they show is all selfish information. And this goes right there. This is the other place that has the L. And this here is the Idaho 4. This is the 7. On the left-hand side, that 7 is with the Truly and the other boxes. And this was inside the Idaho 4's apartment on the table. And what you see to the right is Summer Moon Wells under her tree. So whoever is doing these particular murders, this here was in the window of the Idaho 4's apartment. And this truly also was in Kylie Rodney's. You guys know that, right? This is the same as that L or 7. This is the Idaho 4. The other truly I showed you is from Kylie Rodney. So don't get the two mixed up. It just happens to be they both have trulies in their car. How creepy is that? Right? There's no coincidences. Here, this is inside Kylie Rodney's car. Like I've shown this before, but not everyone has been here. In Kylie's Rodney car, they had the same, there's that Truly drink, which to me was bullshit. The number 7 is actually on hers. But this is a very important piece of information. So now that I go through and show you guys all this stuff that gets connected to the head, and the head that is on, a platter that is dark, then you go back and look at Kylie's videos. This is Jagger's video. You're going to have to Google for it or search for it because he doesn't have this stuff up anymore. I don't blame him, because now when you look at it, it's so obvious that her head is connected to something. Look. I mean, how obvious is that? And that number 7 is in her video. But this and this is from White Boy Lockdown. White Boy Lockdown shows that same clown face. They have a lot of similarities, these two. A lot. So when I look at this picture, and this is supposed to be Benny in his car, it's not Benny. To me, it looks like Ernie Shell, but it's not Benny. And B, he's not in his car. This is the fake car, and there's no top to his car, and this one was really obvious because they got the lighting all screwed up. There's nothing about this that is inside of a car. Nothing. And the photo here is supposed to be Benny, right? Look. Look at how much this looks like Ernie Shell. Wait a minute. Right here. That's not the Benny we know. That's for sure. So this is his video from the White Boy Benny Keys. Who the fuck is this? But it's all of the elements. He's in the fake car. He has a thing around his eyeball. Blah, blah, blah. Anyone that's been following this stuff, and this isn't Benny either. So much of this information that I'm giving you guys and talking about is to show you the fact that nothing is what you think it is. That's what I do most of the time, is to show you that no one is looking further than what they're told to look at. No one is looking above and beyond, beneath, inside, outside of what they're told to look at. Because all this information is a crock of shit. So the person that's in the car, winds up getting victimized. The person that you see right there is this same person. Now look at him. In Benny Keys' video, he shows this part of Don, but all Don is showing is a victim with his arm in the socket of the machine. And they have this person stamped all over. We know Don doesn't have it all over his arm. Plus, he's in the maroon, the green, and the white holder. That is the closest I have seen of these maroon, green, and white things. I've seen it like this in Amber Hagerman's picture that I have of her and her brother in the tree. It looks just like this. But notice Don's arm. Look at what's on his arm. Let me see if I... Wait, Amber. Let me see if I have the photo here. Oh, interesting. I just happened to open it to this. Here's Amber Hagerman's backpack. Interesting. This is Amber Hagerman's backpack. I just happened to open up to it. Look at the number 5 that's on there. And this is the same backpack that Julia Potter had, and the same backpack that was unpacked on that one person's video. Wow, you guys, look at that. That's from Amber Hagerman's documentary. Oh, wow. I haven't gone back to any of this. So, this is what's floating in the air of Amber's video. Interesting. I'm telling you, you guys, this shit goes all the way back. All the way back. Oh, I hate when I get distracted. See, now I forget. Oh, the one with her in the tree. Okay. Okay. me see if I... All of her pictures are so creepy. Seriously, you guys, they're so creepy looking. I can't even explain to you the creepiness I get. And they're so weird looking. Oh, weird. Look at this. See, these are all so strange. Look at that picture. Come on. I don't give it much thought after. Yeah, weird. So this is Don and his arm. He's wearing the freaking elements on him, you guys. He's wearing them all. So they're supposed to be in separate rooms. All of a sudden, you've got Candace's head laying backwards as if she's in the same room that Aaron Carter was in. Like, it really gets obvious that this stuff was messed with. And what you see here is again, this is not Benny. But what's on his arm here is the same information that's on Don's arm. Yeah, I have that here actually. I actually have... I have Kylie's photo here somewhere. It's coming up in the presentation. I actually put it in here. So this stuff's the same information. And the bones that are around by Benny are it's the same shit that Checka TV shows. They're the A bones. I don't know what they are, but they're gross. And I showed this earlier, but this is Benny's face. The eyeball. Same thing as what you see over the left-hand side. Same concept. Same thing. Here is Benny to the left and Ryan Upchurch to the right. That's actually from Ryan Upchurch's video. It's crazy to think of it, yeah, right? How all of this is just looking the same. Look what's coming out of her mouth. It's those little critter things. I want you to notice that there is no wall of separation. That is like a fake metal piece. That kind of a fake metal piece is what I was showing you in the beginning of where is it? Wait, like this. It's like fake metal room. Sometimes when I crop things, I can't find them. Boop-de-doo. Seriously? cropped it, so I can't figure it out. Well, the fake metal room. And this is just an example of fake skin. I don't know what she's rubbing on her face, but this is pretty common to do that. So on the upper left-hand side, actually shows in both of them, there's like that mesh, there's like a mesh screen. That shows up occasionally. And these are not different rooms. They're like the same room. They're just separated by a metal frame. Like just a metal frame. So there's Kylie Rodney with that white thing on her, laying in the trunk of something. I believe that this is really someone laying and connected to the equipment. And whatever she has attached to her, the same situation is what's being shown to the left. Same situation. Same thing. Could almost see the metal bar on Candace's side. It's silver. They really maybe, I don't know, maybe they did on purpose. They really missed the boat with Kylie. They really missed it. That is also not the Benny we know at all. And this is not the Candace we know. This Candace is connected. Her neck, let me show you, she is connected to the same thing that I showed you Ryan Upchurch was. Wait. Let's see. Actually, even this Jagger, this, because what's in his ear and what's going on in Candace's ear is the same thing. 66. Let me crop it. She is, now this isn't like Candace's face is being used as the deep fake over the victim. The victim is connected to the bar. Just like Jagger. It's like this. Same thing. See? Same thing. And there's the Benny that is not the Benny. These are three different people. Lots going on here. And you know, the best photos, if you want to, if you guys could always screenshot, here, I'll take this for you. I'll crop this photo. The pictures all the way on the bottom, the real little ones, are always the best. They show more information. It's hard to see it. It's so dark. It's hard to see it because his eye is covered, but it's hard to see it. It's too little. Look at the thing on his neck. See, if I crop into it, you see it really well. You know, people just have to take the time and have patience to really look and understand that there's more here than you think. And this is just what goes on. Just what goes on in these photos. So here's Candace's 3 layers. What I'm showing you all the way to the left, that comes from Check It. See how there's a person's face in there? And then there's also sort of like parts of the equipment or skull or whatever they want to call that. But that's Check It TVs all the way to the left. And what's happening in Check It TVs is basically the same thing that you're looking at in the video here, you guys. It's really the same thing. They just have it covered differently, that's all. And Candace's face it's just not Candace. Just isn't. Again, really take a close look. And don't just assume what they're showing you is all that is going on, because all of this is going on beneath her face. All of this is how you get to the truth of SUMMERWELLS. This is how you get to it. Not by just listening to the drama, not just by watching and listening to what they show you to look at. This is what needs to be looked at, because this is what goes on with the victims. This is what they do. That picture of Candace to the left might as well be Aaron Carter. But trust me that this isn't what they are showing in the video of Benny and Candace talking. It's very different from what they're trying to show you. Everything that's in these photos matches to every one of the cases that we're covering, you guys. Every little detail, every little element, all these little elements, all the way down to, let me show you what's in here. There's 2 things in this picture that are critical. Maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3. Here. This little section right here tells you that the Idaho 4 is identical. Tells you that Kylie Rodney is identical. Tells you Michael Vaughn is identical. Summer Moon Wells, they all have this. This green this is what's connected to the TVs in the fake hotel rooms. Every victim has this. This here is the green face in the maroon setting. This is the white piece with the red heart. This is whatever bony thing that gets wrapped with the maroon. This is cookie cutter, cookie cutter, cookie cutter. To every case that I talk about. Every case. Every case shows all of these. They love showing it under the TV. This is critical information that needs to be accepted as major elements. Major elements. See these V's? So to the left-hand side, again, is from Kylie Rodney's car. And then here you have Candace and Benny. We are identifying all the same elements. Crop this. Candace's face is nothing more than the face of a victim, because this is Kylie Rodney's. This is a victim. Let me show you, just so you don't miss Benny's head. So notice this is this separation, but they're really not separated. This here is the metal separation, and then you've seen all this on deep fake heads. So really pay attention. There's a lot in there. But whatever I see in there is everything I've been looking at. There's a raccoon face. Summer's raccoon face. Summer's raccoon face is part of her her box. So what you see here in Benny's picture is the same, that raccoony thing is the same raccoony thing as you see here. This is Summer's box, which we'll get to at the end, which is coming up. Oh, this is Candace, but it's not Candace. This is someone younger. Very, very much reminds me of the first Madeleine McCann. Very much so. Benny, I don't know what the fuck this is, but this was in his video. I don't know what this is. But Benny has the equipment on his neck. Let me bring it up. Let me crop this. His video really shows variety of information. And I've never really gone to the white boy Benny or whatever, the other white boy whatever, until now. See? You've seen that before. Yeah, Aiden, a lot of these guys that went missing, I see them in these photos. I see their faces. I do. You know, like obviously that's not Benny. These are victims that have, that Benny's face is covering up. And it's, again, I can't understand why the authorities don't notice this. Just by the mere fact, if they would just notice that someone's messing with it constantly. It's not Benny. And that's just an element on the other side, connected to someone's head. Again, there are people layered in here. Layered. And I'm not going to go through these layers, but you guys can on your own time. But this is layering of faces and information. This here is also in the video, and it's super obvious that it's someone, the person that's being victimized is right there in the middle with its head like basically laying on a platter. It's right there, and those aren't Benny's teeth on the right hand side. None of this is correct. None of it. There is nothing about this that right here, this is a victim. Here is its head. This is the thing over its face. This is a wall. Here is, right here, is the one-way plexi window. Okay? That everyone thinks is a car, and it's not a car. Not a car. See? Let me crop it. This here is what's in the window. So if I were to turn it, let's see. I think it goes this way, and this to me is a body, and it's connected to, there's the heart on the body, and there's a number 5. This to me is what you see outside the plexiglass window. That to me is the room with the white bars, and this is a sacred room. This, to me, is a sacred room, you guys. Let me layer it. See? It's the body with the heart on it. It's the number 5 box. And this is where we see Summer Moon Wells connected to those white bars. This, to me, is the sacred room. Right there. Taking a picture. That's pretty much it. Super obvious. And this is what they're looking at from their fake car window. This. From the fake car window. I believe that that is a very important piece of equipment. I think that this is a very important piece of something. It's this, whatever he's holding. This is Summer's box, I believe. This is something, I show it occasionally. This is something that Candace has. She posted it right in the beginning. I think this is her box. I have no reason to say it other than I feel it. And this to me represents everything about Summer and all of her stuff that went with her, that means a lot, that are trophies to the parents. This is her raccoon face. These are her dolls. This is the snake head. This is her feeding bowl that she had. There's another critter. There, this is, I think that this in time is going to show much information. As you see, it gets brighter. But this came from Candace way in the beginning. This was one of her pictures that she had. You can't get this stuff anymore. This is stuff that I gathered, oh my God, first week. There's the number 5. I think this is part of her trophy collection. Especially since that raccoon face is there. You know, I never got to that John Wayne Gacy information, right? I will slowly, but let me show you something. In the front of John Wayne Gacy's house, in his photos, check this out, you guys. This is John Wayne Gacy's house. Look at that raccoon up there. See the raccoon face? That raccoon face and many other bits of information is so similar to Summer. This raccoon face, and the one that I have of Summer in, oh wow. See his arm? His arm information is the same as Don Wells. Watch. I just showed it. Here. Here's Don's. Let me brighten it. So these raccoon faces and oops, look at, so this is the arm showing in John Wayne Gacy, right? Here's Don Wells's. Same shit covering their arm. I will have to make this priority. And here's the raccoon face of Summer in one of her very last photos. Right here. So here's the raccoon face. And here's what Summer looked like for those who never saw the raccoon. So those are very similar. And I always tell you guys that the Hares, Grandis's parents lived less than 2 miles from the Gacy case, from the Gacy house. I did the drive and I'd have a video on it. They're less than 2 miles away from each other. That's a little too close, right? Just a lot of very small but yet bits of information that I just can't seem to shake. So I think I'm going to have to do that. I think I'm going to have to do that one next. So this photo here, let me copy and paste it because sometimes it does a little moving. We'll consistently change and show more information the more we talk about it, I think. So the moral of the story today is that I have a lot more information to show you guys from the white boy thing. I wanted to keep White Boy Benny separate from the White Boy Lockdown because it is separate. They shouldn't be put together. First I had them put together, but there's no reason to put it together. They both show an incredible amount of information that is extremely relevant to the elements in order to tell Summer Moonwells' story. And it's going to keep building, you guys. It's going to keep building. Let me see something. Everything. Benny. Yeah, he has a lot. It's just, it's so much information, but yet I really need to keep it real tight and make sure that I don't get off track, because I could keep gathering, right? But I have to stay within my elements, because I think that at the end of the day, that's what's gonna help break the case open. Because it sure isn't going to be someone saying, oh my God, this is all deep faked and you could see what's going on. Like, who cares? The elements have to show themselves over and over and over and over and over in order to even get any of the authorities on board. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I was told to do, and that's what I'm doing. And I hope that it is making a difference, and I really hope it brings justice real soon. You guys, I'm fallen. I know I'm done when my eyes are done. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I would never be able to do this without all of you. Muffin Top, thank you. Hi, Sassafras. Jean Marie, Rumpalong here. Road Trips with Aileen, hello. Angie Girl, and if you are new, please subscribe. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more, subscribing is the best way of supporting the channel. I am making t-shirts, you guys, and I really need to start selling product so I could start raising the money for the Sundance Festival. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how I should do that, because I want you guys to see that it's all going to Sundance Festival. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it through product. What products would you guys want to see? I have those collages I'm going to be making things with. I think t-shirts are the most fun. Or do you think hats? Oh, thank you, Rumpel. I don't think coffee cups. I have lots of candles. I sold a nice handful of candles, but, and t-shirts for sure. Thank you. And I might start another channel specifically for individual group meetings, like to help better your life and to look at it from a more spiritual side, that, we're all here for the same purpose. Instead of doing true crime, I would speak more about life in general. And I think that I would do meetings through the Zoom maybe, and have people sign up for them. I had to think about it. All right, you guys, thank you. May justice come real soon. And if you have any suggestions, please send them to my email. That'd be great. Thank you all for being here. Everyone is so sweet and generous. Like a life coach channel. Yeah, but oh my God, every time I say life coach, I think in Molly Go Lightly. Oh my God. Yeesh. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful Thursday night. I will talk to you all soon. And thanks for joining. Thumbs up on your way out. Good night, guys.